Well, y'all, after 17 months or so of down stat, Austin's going up. We knew it was coming, interest rates, all those fun things. Let's talk about it.
Bruh.
So what's going on, y'all? It's Mason Bleasdell, your Austin real estate agent, and it's a new year. We're down here at Radio Coffee. If you have not been here, this is like the gem of South Austin. When my wife and I were dating, she lived just down the road from here. They do trivia nights, live music. Anyways, this was the spot. So if you're looking for somewhere new, definitely check it out. But let's talk some numbers a little bit, because looking at the closed statistics from December, it's kind of exactly what we anticipated happening. Rates are starting to drop. We're currently seeing rates in the sixes, mid-high sixes, and stats are going up a little bit. Austin, for the very first time, has had an increase in average sales and price per square foot for the first time in like 17 months. I looked back at my records for it. Let's jump straight in. Of course, first talking about some closed stats from December, so indicative of kind of that November-ish market, as well as some current stats, what we're seeing in the market as we enter into the new year, as well as kind of my own thoughts from my experience. First and foremost, closed stats for December of 2023. We saw 2,407 homes closed. That's up pretty strong actually from November. Right, seeing when those rates started to drop, you can see statistically, we weren't just making it up. The interest in housing is definitely going back up. That is abnormal for December. Usually we see that drop from November. Average sales price was also up about 4% to $542,000. Average percent of list price to sales price ratio down ever so slightly. Again, that's just one of those weird statistics. Average price per square foot also up a couple of dollars. Average days on market to 73. That's a little bit of a seasonality normal thing. Medians up as well to $432,000. Again, this is for the entire Austin MLS, so keep that in mind. Median percent of list price to sales price ratio at 97%, also down a little bit, just like the average. Median price per square foot at $215. So again, down ever so slightly. Median days on market up to 53. All these numbers are pretty strong, y'all. This is like I said, the first time in about 17 months that we've seen these numbers actually go up a little bit. So we'll see how this market continues, but I'm still banking on a very strong spring and summer. So if you're like thinking about investment, don't miss the boat. That's all I gotta say. Let's compare that, rewind back to December of 2022, 1 year ago, and check this out. Back then, again, market was adjusting quite a bit. December of last year was really a weird month. Then we saw 2,809 homes closed. Average sales price at $540,000. You'll note that's lower than where we are right now. Average percent list price sales price at 96.19. Average days on market at 58. We also saw a median sales price back then at $440,000, also down from where we are today. The rest of the stats are roughly the same as what we're seeing now, with the median days on market being a little bit lower. That was just a weird time in the market as it continued to adjust. But conclusion we can draw from this, it seems like we saw our low already. And obviously it's an election year this year. There's a whole lot of pushing and pulling and policy and all these things that do affect the housing market because they affect interest rates. So we're seeing strong demand. It's going to be an interesting spring and summer for sure. Let's also jump into what we've seen in the last 7 days, because of course this is pretty indicative of what we will see in the January closed statistics and of course going into February. So in the last 7 days, as of recording this video, we're filming this on the 9th of January. We saw 873 new listings. That's pretty typical for this time of year. It's a little bit lower than normal, but again, it's January. We just wrapped up the holidays. Most people are not listing their houses for sale. We also saw 741 homes go pending. That's a little bit abnormally strong for this time of year. Again, I think because rates are dropping. And we did see 1,121 price drops. That's pretty substantially up from December, but usually pretty normal. When I'm on the listing side, especially in some of the slower moving neighborhoods, we'll do a little price drop to kind of re-kick and revamp after we come out of December holidays to try to get some attention as buyers come back into the market in January. So I wouldn't say necessarily alarming, but we'll see how this continues to go. Lastly, too, I want to talk a little bit my own experience. Buyers are calling me again. My investors are calling saying, hey, rates are dropping. I think we kind of know what to expect now. Is it time to jump in the market? What are prices looking like? All of those things. One really interesting fact, I've got quite a few buyers right now under contract for new construction homes. All of the builders raise their prices in January 1. It's a weird one to draw conclusions from, but these builders, the new construction homes, they watch the stats like crazy. They also have a good indicator of demand based on traffic going in and out of model homes, those kinds of things. they haven't done price increases in about a year and a half. We'll see what that means, but they study these stats religiously. So that's always an interesting thing to talk about. And I've cleared out all except for my one listing, but that's at a price point where the average days on market's pretty long, just under $2 million. Also an interesting one, we even sold like kind of the quirky niche houses. If you're thinking about buying, I don't know if I would wait till spring, summer. If you're thinking about selling, I think this is gonna be a great one to get back into it. Is it gonna be what we saw in 2021? Of course not. I don't think we're gonna get back there for a long time. It's an interesting one. The market's still strong. I'm moving another Tesla buyer here right now. We're going to look at houses. We just saw some yesterday. Austin's growing. There's strong demand here. And these stats, I think, are a little bit encouraging after we saw a lot of doom and gloom for the last year and a half. If you're curious about what this means for you and your family, whether you're looking to buy, whether you're looking to sell or invest here in Austin, at the end of the day, all of it's an investment. Reach out. I love chatting with you guys about this one, a little bit more what it means for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next month.